the cool part about the program is you're going to get a code and you're going to get a link. So when they click the link, Alex is awesome. He embedded it with your code, and so the moment they touch our website with that link, that code will forever be locked to that person, right? So whether they sign up to it now or 2 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now, they don't even have to put the code. They'll just click it and it will populate the code, right? And so and then we have a full dashboard that he made that I think he'll probably have done by today, because I believe that transparency is everything with that stuff, right? And so we want to make sure people can see, what money they got coming in, who actually signed up, who didn't sign up, stuff like that. So that
Yeah,
answers.
sign me up, brother.
Okay. Yeah, I'll all you need to do is text me the coupon code that you want. Um, and then I'll send you the link and the code, or let you know the code's good. So the code can be whatever you want. It doesn't matter what it is. And then I've had this question from a couple. Your coupon price, it's for either product on TradeVision, um, but it's only for the TradeVision product, right? And so you want to kind of heavily push that through your stuff. And then, what was I gonna say? Oh, was that question? I think you asked, Ryan, was how do you know when somebody signs up? And so that's where that dashboard will help, right? Because it's going to be a direct pull from Stripe. So the moment they sign up, boom, it's on your dashboard. You'll see, um,
Yeah, I was thinking about that after I asked you.
yeah.
That's probably the answer.
And so what's cool is, so Alex actually had worked it out where not only you'll see who signed up, but it's going to show you. We're not giving any obviously personal stuff like emails, things like that, but I think he's going to make it to where it just shows you like a username. All right, so that way if somebody signs up and you wanted to check if that person did, right, if it's the username of the community, I don't think it's a big deal that we show them the username. So the I think he has it where you'll see the username, you'll see status, that's it, which is going to be either active or canceled. And so as long as it stays active and it goes through, right, then that's what you'll get. And then um, each time that it processes, right, he's going to have it display the percentage value that you get. So it'll all be there. So it's all going to be automated on that. Um, and then it's nice because if you see someone cancel, right, then you know why you're getting paid less. So, which is where that transparency, right? Because I told Alex, I was like, I don't want any, like, why did I get less? Well, these people canceled. Well, I didn't see that. I mean, you know how it goes, man. When it gets like most people that it's not bad. But as we expand into people offering it to anybody, when you deal with people's money, right, it tends to get a little. The trust is always important. So that's why I was telling Alex, I'm like, we need a full dashboard because I don't want to deal with all that. I want people to be able to see it right from the dashboard. So. I just saw what you said, Paul. Yeah. I plan on, if the market is moving and it's great, what's that radius? Then I'm going to keep trading, right? Because we'll always make money when we can. But yeah, we were talking about that earlier, radius. So with Neo, he's getting the gamma data. We're still fine tuning not the data he's getting, but how he interprets it. And so earlier we were, because as with the markets closed, right, those levels kind of lock, and he sees that level, right. So like if I ask him, he'll tell you that level, the 670 and 650. But he was like, the institutional positioning of that, 30,670 is acting as a true magnet and all that. And then he goes, look for this to be potential resistance as we approach and I'm like, we're above it, buddy. So uh, I was working on it a little last night. I'm gonna fine tune it today because I got a little distracted. The market was moving like crazy last night, and so I put a message out to the mentor group. I was like, everybody was in their trade, in the chat, and I was like, man, I'll just open a room so you guys don't have to chat in the box, right? And so, or in the group chat, and so we opened a room and started trading, and we did really well. I mean, I think I did like 7,000 just last night in Asia, and I was supposed to be working on that, and the market was moving, so I'm like, well, if the market's moving, let's just pivot and do this. And so that's what we ended up doing. So I didn't really get what I wanted done on it, but so I just got to fine tune his interpretation, but the levels are still there, right? But you can ask him on here, so I can say, hey Neil, before market opens, where is the gamma levels?
Gamma levels for MNQ are currently defined by the nearest institutional positioning resistance at 30,670.00 and major support at 30,650.00. These levels serve as critical reaction zones, but they should only be used as context alongside confirmed price structure and order flow.
Hey JRV, let me do it, see if I can really, really fast. I'm not familiar on that, but let's, I can try to see if I can look quickly. But we have market open coming, and then we're gonna trade. But I'll try to see if I can get it quickly for you. They wanted to know this update on this, and I don't think he has that one. So, well, interesting. So I'm just gonna give you a couple key things to look for, right? Whenever you're doing a high time frame, I always try to find a macro bottom, right? Then I'll try to find a macro top of sort, right? So this is interesting. That's why I said well, because this would be your kind of boxed in macro top, which it just broke, right? And so every time it bursts, it sweeps. Then it bursts again and it sweeps. It bursts again, sweeps, right? So it's one you want to be careful because they're definitely sweeping the shit out of it. But the resistance level is going to be up here on 2.67, and then you got the next high right there, right? But this one's I said is interesting because if it where it's at right here on these prior highs, technically we broke the structure, got a higher high, but it's really got to get above that 2.44. Now if you see that explosion and it holds support, it's going to freaking pop like nuts. But if you get this break out and it fails and breaks back below that 2.31, I would expect another deep slide. So there you go. And I don't know much about that one at all, so that's just all fundamental TA stuff. So hopefully you were still here for that. I didn't look to see if you're still there. All right, guys. We are getting close to market open. We're going to trade M and Q for those that are just joining. Can you let me check something really fast, guys, and then I'll do the TA. It's not going to be a great time to enter on market open because we just had some news, and we are very news heavy today. We have another news at 10. So, but someone was telling me my live is not there. And so let me see. I don't remember who was telling me about the YouTube live because I see it there. See, so we're live here, and the last one is 20 hours one day. I wonder if they were on the wrong tab. You got to click on live because if you're on videos, I've been swamped, so I haven't really put videos up. So I got to put videos up again. But yeah, I think they were on the dashboard 5 days ago. Oh, I know what's happening. Okay. It's not shifting my videos to the playlist because I'm doing it through OBS now. Okay, I'll adjust that. I know why that's doing that. I'll add those videos over there. So, anyways, guys, quickly, because we know we got open in 6 minutes. We're going to be trading M and Q today. For those that are new, you want to stick around and either learn or just kind of see what it is if you're intrigued. If you're an active trader and you want to trade M and Q, hang around and I'll do what I can to guide it. So looking at the high time frame, guys, again, we're still channeling. We are seeing a little weakness in the channel, even though we keep creating higher highs, like a daily thing now. little bit of weakness, right? Because you can see we've had some pretty big explosions. We've dropped pretty big push, and now we're just kind of stalemating here. When we look at the 1 hour, things that are going to stick out to me heavily are this doji. So we almost could potentially mark it as a low and a high. That's normally what I would do. I'm not going to do that on this instance because if we get below 692, we're short. You know, we get above 763, we want to stay long. It's going to be mostly that. If we break above 763 and then we lose that, we're going to come down and retest this. If we break that, we're going to retest that. So, you know, we have a little structure in here that we can kind of use. I did try to find some form of a top via trend line, and this is kind of really all I like, right? Which is going to be pulling from here across, giving us top there, pulling from here across, giving us the top there, which it looks like it respected, right? So we'll see how market open goes, guys. One of these days, I don't know if today's the day, we will break this channel. I think when we break this channel, it's going to be a pretty deep pullback. At some point, we'll get back down to test these liquidity levels down here. Aside from that, guys, we got to wait for market open because in this day of age, we just don't know. Now, I will tell you, I'm very intrigued to see how market opens because we, yesterday, we ended up having a very bearish open, but then we reversed, remember? So we ended up having a bearish open, then we reversed, and then we exploded. Now, the irony is, those that were trading with me yesterday, especially pre-market, remember we were talking about this? Like, anybody else in the mentor program, this structure haunting you yet? You got a clean rounded top that should be pulling at least to 50% or dropping, right? And we just continue to get these sweeps and then invalidations, right? I mean, I guess in all fairness, it did to get that 50% retracement, but they just, I mean, when they invalidate, they just go, man. Look at crazy. And so, I don't know. We'll see if market open wants to do the same. The last couple market opens, like I said, we get a deep retracement and then we push. So this one was 567 all the way down here, so about $140 retracement before reclaiming. Little bit of a different structure now, right, though, so we can't assume it's going to be the same. If we were to, if you notice, the market on market open lately has liked to push hard one way, find its bottom, and then we end up reclaiming the whole thing and we just go north for the day, right? On this, if we market open push north, right, we would want to look for the pullback, and if we get the full reclaim, then our true move will be south. So we have news at 10, so I would suggest to either keep your volume really low or just don't trade. I'm gonna look at mine here, make sure my stuff's all set up. So when I trade while I'm teaching or guiding, I use static kind of quick TP scalps. That way I don't have to really worry about trailing or the trade itself. So let me make sure that's set up so I don't accidentally jump into things that I think I have a TP on and I don't. So, okay. Yeah, so again, guys, we got to wait 2 minutes. Let's see where this goes. All right, we won't know till market open hits because it's you know, till the volume comes in, right? We're just assuming. So we had a pretty deep rejection off that 800 area. You can see we dropped all the way down to 700. For those new to kind of watching me, I use a multi-time frame to do my TA. I know on TikTok it might be a little hard for you to see my screen. I'll do my best to call the actual numbers out. But my right chart here is 5 minutes. This is 1 minute. That is 15 seconds. Right, that's how I break it down. We've been testing a new kind of strategy, if you will, using one of our indicators coupled with a few others. And it's heavily focused around these purple trap boxes. They've been really good. So as you come into market open, right, it's going to be erratic. So, but once things settle down, or like last night when we were trading Asia, it was pretty good. Like they were on point. So, but let's let it go. So there's that push north early I was talking about. Well, let's see how this retraces. So keep in mind, remember that the last few days, the first push tends to push pretty deep, and then it ends up retracing, right? So let's see how deep this actually pushes. So first move is north. We have some critical highs, 774, 797 obviously, and we have a nice little trend line there. Guys, if we explode through here, again, guys, as I'm guiding to, trade your strategy. If your bias is more long, wait for some pullbacks, look for some structure. If you like to take a continuation, do your thing, right? But I am not a big fan of taking continuation pushes into the middle of nowhere. So we've done this a few times on these lives where I will wait very patiently for it to push, find its high, establish its top, and then from there I will decide to see if I can capture a short on the way back down. So I tend to like to be more of a kind of refer to it like a top and bottom trader, right? Like I want to see movement, like deep movement, right? Before I take it back the other way. So let me set up this one other account that I was going to do. Okay. All right, so we got the push, guys. We got the expansion, new all-time high. Yay. I know it's surprising that we got a new all-time high. I mean, it is a new day. I'm sure it's real surprising. Let's watch this, guys. So we're breaking through our little resistance level there. This trend line, I want to see if it's viable. If I explode through this trend line, I'm going to let it just go, and then I'll ride something when it comes back down. I got no interest in playing the how high can we go game. Let's see what we get here, guys. So we're getting the doji breakdown. We should get a pull. Now this pull, how deep this goes, if we wick into here, it'll likely rear back. If that rear back goes less than 50%, it'll go back again. So we're getting actually some pretty decent volume, a little bit better than we did yesterday on open.
$9.27's the mark on classic.
Oh yeah, he's getting his levels now again. Let's see. Hey Neo, where do you see the gamma levels? We're working on his interpretation of it. He was
The institutional reaction level near 30,740.00 is our immediate obstacle, with major institutional support nearby at 30,730.24 and resistance at 30,759.5.
So he I meant to work on it. I was just telling him earlier. I meant to work on it last night, but then the market was moving like crazy, so we got on with the mentors, and I was trading with them. And see how we're getting that deep pull, guys, here. So this retracement right here, see how we broke through these? We got the wick, we reared back, and then now we're getting expansion. This is a critical one. So if it loses these highs, it's going to create that lower low. We got the trap box, which should push it back down to here. So let's see how that plays. I'm going to start trailing. So guys, I was saying to the mentor group earlier, I have one account that I do longer plays on because it's end of day kind of thing, right? And I'm up about 19 on that one. I'm in the short on it from that top, and so I'm gonna start trailing it right now. Let me look and see, guys. Isn't that crazy though? How right? Look at how accurate this shit is. Have you played with the trap one, Johnny? Like it's so stupid how good this thing is.
No, I haven't yet. I
It is.
haven't really
It's
done
crazy.
much trading.
Oh, okay. Because I'm still in this short shoot. I'm trying to move quickly while I'm doing this to figure out where I want to drop my trail.
Man, I got a 10-point move like at the top.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I'm on this Lucid one. I'm up about 2K on it, and so I'm just deciding how low. Remember what Neo said that, guys? He's like, if you want to take a long on a market that's playing, how low can we go? We do need a Neo greatest moments, I think. All right. I'm gonna close this so I can focus on the chart, guys. I don't know if it's gonna keep going, but we're in a pretty good support level, so I'll close it and recess it. But let's look at the level for the potential bounce here. But there we go. Okay. So but yeah, we started trading last night, and I've literally to explain how good it has been, and done for the day, 75 points. Yeah, did you? I don't know if you saw that too, Radius. I did that when I shared my screen there. I got about 2,200 on that one, and I did 500 on that one last night in Asia, so I'm at 2,780. So I'm probably done with that account. I'll work on my other one. But yeah, that was a good move. So guys, the breakdown from here. Let me just kind of guide through that, and then I'll talk about a few things. But if you look at here, right, you zoom out at this structure. So you guys know I'm a big fan of the how the market moves, right? And so overall, we had our pull, we lost this support, and it reclaimed it. That doesn't show continued weakness, right? Then it tried to drop again, we lost it again and created a lower low. Then we reclaimed it, and so that shows more strength. Then we had a halfway pullback, which I'll zoom in for TikTok here, right? We had the 50% retracement, pushed up, right? Got our expansion, held the 50% retracement, shows strength, right? Market open, swing high, which is normal. I kind of said this before the market, that typically lately the way that it pushes the first way is usually not the right way. So be careful trying to find the bottom, right? Because we did this yesterday, the opposite, right? We shot down and then we broke up, right? And so now we shot up and now we're breaking down. They're inversing it. So that's the reason I was really watching this level here around that 760 range is when you have that push and expansion and it fails, right? See how it failed to hold this higher high. It's going to come back to that level, right? Try to get at least that 50% retracement of this move here, right? This move. And so once it loses that 50%, somewhere around that 63, 65, right? If it loses that high, that's going to create that deep low, right? And so that's kind of how that played. But yeah, Radius. Yeah, the gamma level on that 670, right? See how that's where that bounced. And that's what I'm actually intrigued on this the gamma stuff, right? Where there's some times, right, that the market will bounce in an area where you're like, man, nothing lines up. Where's this support, right? And I noticed sometimes that's where those levels are starting to populate. Yeah, that's what.
Below the lows.
Go ahead.
Below the lows.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And so now, as I ask him, guys, where the gamma levels are, I'm going to test it here and there. He's getting the data and all that, but there's a few tweaks I got to do in his instructions on how he interprets the data, right? Because now he's getting, just so much data, and he's doing well with it. He's reading it well, but at times he'll say like, I haven't really tested it yet in the open when it's evolving, right? But you were a dealer, nice. Hey man, there you go. Shoot, All right, Radius. We're inviting you into a chat. You're gonna give me all the skinny, and we can fine tune Neo. Charm Van and Decay. Okay. Yeah, no, man. If you have any advice on it, because it's like I tell everybody, man. If we can fine tune him, we're really close to letting him trade for people, right? And we're actually building the portal back again to Tradeovate, and so we're looking to probably test that within the sometime this month in June. And so the better we can make him, man, the better it is for everybody. And he's true AI, so he actually will learn. And so even when he's trading, right, he'll learn from his mistakes, which is great. It's better than Pine Script bots, right? And so, but I'm intrigued with this, the Gamma stuff. So I haven't played a lot with it. I understand it, but Johnny, who's in the community, we're over here on this Google Meet we get on. So TikTok hates when I say that, but there's a way to come in to not have a 5-second delay. Try to dance it around. If you go to nextstepalgo.com and you happen to see a green light here that let me refresh it, that says open session, that's just a place to go to the website, guys. Anyways, if you get where I'm going with it. But yeah, he was kind of mentioning about the Gamma stuff, and I knew of it, but I didn't really study it deeply. And it's intriguing, man. And he's got a lot of data, a lot of stuff. And the beauty of AI is that they can interpret a lot of things really fast, right? To look for those kind of imbalances and such. And so we're trying to fine tune him, man. And I think there might even be a way people could have them trade their evals and such, right? Is if something that we're dancing around works with it. So more to come. But you guys are going to want to definitely check that out. Hedge with ES futures, yeah. With QQQ, head, NQ. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the SPX. And that's the... I used to trade... I got a terrible story about SPX, because when I very first got into options, I'm like, oh man, I'm all excited. And I went in to do SPX until I realized how expensive it is to play SPX back then. So I had to go back down to SPY. A little bit more friendly, but yeah. So I plan on, as soon as I get off of today, I'm going to work on that. And so we got a really cool way to fine tune him. And so Alex has built me another direct portal, so I can actually do it all on my own, right? I don't need to bother him to let him go build. And so again, I planned on doing that last night, but the market was moving like crazy, and that's part of my mentor group perk, right? So I have a mentorship program, you can see there, and I'm at 47 out of 50, so I have a few spots if anybody's interested. But we jumped on last night, and everybody did pretty well, so most of us were pretty done already from last night anyways. And so, but it kind of distracted me from my work, so I didn't get what I wanted done. Guys, looking at the market here, I haven't really called much because we need to see how this plays. So we have a pull with a halfway, right, 50% retracement, and we're losing it into a double top. This right here should create a lower low. So, but there's a pretty big gamma wall, as we were talking about, at 670 or where it was. So let's see if Neo can interpret that on his verbiage. Let's see. Hey Neo, do you see any gamma levels that might provide support below us? Let's see what he says. Oh, I got him muted.
Which serves as our major support level below current price action. With the ISM
He's
services
on it all the way down to
data
450.
release 16 minutes away, volatility is expected to expand, so keep your risk tight if you're looking for reactions near these levels.
So that's the other cool part is, yeah, he had 650 prior, but it looks like he is bypassing that. So he's saying the next, oh, in all fairness, I asked him where the next big support is, right? Like critical. So he probably was trying to look lower as if this were to break. But so I'm curious to see how that plays out. If I mean, that's a pretty big pull, right? Which will be down there. What else is so cool, guys, that AI can do that? Where did he say? He said 30,450. is what he put. So, the other cool part about AI over indicators, right, is that he is going to identify news. So notice how he's telling you with the PMI data release in 16 minutes, you might want to be careful. Huh?
So that looked like some sort of news drop right there. Did you see how erratic that got?
Yeah, there was I don't think, was it 9:45? There was one at 9:15, I think, and then it was 10, I think. Let me double check. I mean, right now we're just we're collapsing due to the volatility within, but oops. Okay. Oh yeah, we had 9:45 was the first drop. Yeah, so we have 8:15, 9:45, and 10. So yeah. Yes, it was. So I am out of all my trades. I have no intention of taking another trade until we settle right on this.
Yeah, I'm already at 350 for the day. Thinking about just sitting tight.
I am actually really intrigued now to see if we get down to that 450 and then bounce, right? Watch that be where we drop full expansion and then just parabolic from there. So what's really cool, like I said, is part of the logic when he trades for people is he knows news is coming. I mean, to advance it, we're gonna eventually maybe feed him some like little outside news or Twitter feed type stuff, like just basic news, and see if he can interpret it right. But right now he has all the economic calendar news, right, the primary stuff, and so the beauty is he's gonna see that that's close and not take trades, right, if he's in a trade, and so which is good. And that's where indicators, when you do an indicator on TradingView, right, you get wrecked because it doesn't really know when those things are. You got to manually turn it on or off. So it's not AI. Guys, this is playing out pretty spot on to what we thought, right? We had the first marketing open move, and then we had the deep sweep, halfway reclaim. We lost that halfway, creates that lower low, which created a massive lower low. I didn't take any of this drop here. I took the initial push, reclaim drop to here, and then I'm just kind of waiting now. I didn't take anything else. We have news, drops pretty much from 2 minutes ago to in 13 minutes, and so taking a trade right now is a little bit risky. I think is this one of those ones that are flagged on prop firms? I don't remember. I'll have to take a look. Let's see. I don't think I got any emails or anything. I don't think it is, but on the tier 3 news for them. But we're just bleeding, guys. So if you're in this short trailing it, props to you. I mean, we're getting flat tops all the way down from even the 15 second. If you're looking for a bottom and you're a top and bottom style trader like myself, 450 to 500 is your next kind of real big support. We marked out, I don't remember why we marked these out. I think this was from yesterday. I'm going to take these off. I think we were measuring the news candle. From the indicator side on over here, I don't really have a lot until I get into these range. 535 I have marked for some reason. Let's see. Oh, we had the push. This is where we had propulsion. And then it kind of had like a high, low. I think that's why I marked that. So not super strong on it. Keep in mind too, right? Remember that channel we talked about? That's that teal line. We're breaking it. So trying to find a bottom anywhere in here is going to be so dangerous because we are now breaking the trend south. So now I don't recommend ever anybody take a short here. You're either in it trailing or you got to let it go, right? Preferably, if I want to jump back into a short, I want to see this push back up, give me some kind of indecision with a confirmation, and then I'll take the expansion, all right? But aside from that, I'm not chasing this at all. I'm not going to take any trades till after 10. So we'll just kind of hang out, guys, until then. Watch it and see what it does. You do not want to be gambling into the news. That's not smart. As far as NEO goes, guys, a lot of really cool things we got going on. I have some fine tuning to do. 525. I have some fine tuning to do, but we're really, really close to getting him dialed to exactly how I want it. Not only he's already really good as a coach and a mentor and a guide, and I love like Steven, when you shared yesterday about how and Daniel and many others have said it, where even if it's not about the fact that he's telling you entries of where to go in or out, he's keeping you safe by telling you it's not a good time to take it, right? And so, which is, in my opinion, almost more valuable than the actual entry itself, right? Because he's going to keep you safe. So, but yeah, we're working through. I have a few ideas I want to adjust in his logic that will make him very seamless for even new people, right? So, which he's pretty much already there, but I have a couple things I'd like to do with him. So, but yeah, this pressure here, we're pushing right off that kind of 500 range, breaking back up. Got our expansion. This is our trend line. I want to see how it respects this. If it rejects anywhere in here hard, right, we know it's respecting that trend line. If not, it's just a stop hunt, and we're going back up. Now, from a structural move, right, it makes sense for us to have this high with our expansion pull to get a halfway liquidity pull back up, right, back up here. So wouldn't surprise me, right, if we see that. So if you look at the ORB set, our high is here, our low is here. We've expanded past, so a retest of the ORB would even make sense. Right. I know. It's funny because Radius, like when I teach people, even myself, I'll be like, oh yeah, guys, I'm done for the day, like I'm good, and then you'll just see such a clean setup, and you're like, I'm gonna take this one. And somebody will say, well, I thought you were done for the day. I'm like, well, I mean, if they're gonna give me free money, I'm an opportunist, but what people gotta always remember is a lot of times when we push the you're done for the day, it's newer people, right, that are hard, that don't understand what they're seeing. You should be done for the day, right? Because you don't want to give back what you earned. But did I build Neo? Yeah, Neo's ours. So our company, Next Step Algo, is built by pretty much three of us. We have three co-owners, me, Paul, and Alex, all longtime friends. I've known Alex over, I think 30 years now. And he's our programmer. He's the one. Do not ask me coding because I know how to read it. That's about it. I'm not the programmer. I'm the trader. Alex is the software guy. The dude can literally build anything. Like, it's so stupid how quickly he builds it, right? And so we have, guys, we have news in 10 minutes, so I'm just going to digress to this stuff while we watch it. But so we have Neo here, right? We've integrated AI into our site pretty heavily, and we have more things that we're doing, right? So the beauty is you got TradeVision on the Neo, and then you got the training course Neo. So anybody who's interested in learning how to trade, right? Like, we have an ICT course you could come in and take, and then when you're in these courses, we've integrated Neo. So all of our courses have audio.
Strategy course.
So he'll read you the course, always very detailed. But you can actually talk to Neo in the training course, right? So we have kind of like Neo in here acting like a coach, but his goal or instructional data is to answer any questions pertaining this course to make sure people fully understand it. And so you can literally push the microphone and ask him a question about it. Oh, guys, I don't know if those in the community over here, if you guys are on TikTok watching these, man, Radius is trying to poke the berries, get me all. You're gonna take me down a rabbit hole of that comment, because yes, I'll just tell you the one that annoyed me the most lately is somebody. I watched 7 people pay $100 for an indicator that the guy was telling them it's AI on static entry TP levels on an indicator. And he was telling them, it's AI, guys, it's AI. Of course, it's amazing. It's got a 98% win rate. And people are like, take my money. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, guys, it cannot. And I literally called him out I go, it can't be AI while on PineScript, buddy. And he goes, oh, it is PineScript, but you know, we had AI help us make it. And so it's AI. I said, no. That means you use ChatGPT to make an indicator. Like, let's not mislead people, but it's so bad out there. It's so bad. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I had a. Let me show you again, guys in the community. If you have any kind of questions, let me know. While we wait for this news drop, I'll show you something that was so funny. So I had a guy. I just showed my P&L for the day, like on my TikTok, right? And he's like, that's cool. You know, maybe you show me a month worth of data and then I'll believe you. He goes, until then, you know, you're just another TikToker that can't trade. And I was like, oh, okay. And I want to see if I could find it. Those of you in the community know what I'm about to try to do. If I could find it. Let's see. So I watched so many TikTokers. Oh, here it is. Let me bring it up. Let's see where it goes. Okay, over there. Okay, so this was a picture of my month at the time of my Lucid, right? And I said, I cannot stand when you see these little, like, younger guys on there with these images on their TikTok, and they're like, oh, you know, show me a month's worth of data, right? Or then you get like these kids on there going like this. This is what they do. So this is the real one. Remember that one. It took me all about 30 seconds to make that. And you guys will see this on their TikTok where they're like, caption, I'm a 180,000 a week trader, right? You know, ask me how, let me teach you. Guys, like, this is the original. Takes about 2 seconds with AI. So you can't believe what you see all the time. And so when I tell people, I was like, if somebody is gonna claim, right? Like if I tell you I'm up a certain amount, let me add my thing because I forgot I took the trade performance off of this. Okay, so if I tell you, man, guys, I'm up 2,800, I just moved the actual trade of 8. Look, I'm up 2,800. That's the only way you're gonna believe that. So yeah, no, appreciate that, Steve. But yeah, so Neo's in our training, guys. If you're looking for any training, you can ask him any question you want. He's gonna break all that down through all the strategies, ICT, all that stuff. He's very, very has a wide range of knowledge right within this. So, and he will talk to you until you fully understand it, pretty much. So then we created TradeVision. TradeVision is designed to be a way to talk to him, right? And
it's good to have you back, Nick. We are currently 2 minutes out from the ISM Services PMI release, so the market is entering a high volatility window. Please remember that the market is restricted due to proximity to this event. No trade entries are advised until the volatility settles. Sit on your hands, protect your capital, and let the initial news-driven movement play out first.
There you go. So he's kind of like your watchdog, right? Like he's gonna, you can talk to him, push the mic, whatever, and he's gonna tell you, is it safe to go long, short? Is there news? What should my bias be? You can ask him whatever you want. I mean, and he can even you can have fun with it. Like we the one that I like the best, I don't know what you guys think, is when you tell him to be the boxing announcer and assign a person to a bull and bear. It'll be like he'll be out there going, man, the Bulls Cody is throwing haymakers on the Bears Johnny. Johnny's got a glass jaw just taking it left and right. It's so funny. And so you can have fun with them too, right? But you can talk to them whenever you want. So the point of this was, when I was learning as a trader, it's a lonely game, man, because you join communities, you have mentors, but even your mentors only have so much time, right? And sometimes you have questions, right? Or maybe communities get overextended and your questions get overlooked, right? And so with our community, you can ask Neo anything anytime, right? Whatever you want. Like he'll talk to you. He'll be your best friend if you want. And then we're actually, guys, what we're working on now is what's called the NEO AI watch list. So this is going to be the part where not only he's going to be able to potentially trade for you guys, but TradeVision is very conversational. The watch list, you're going to be able to assign tasks for Neo to say, hey Neo, Nvidia's earnings are coming out today. It looks like it's bullish. Can you let me know if it flips bearish? And he's going to say, got it. I'll let you know. And then if it flips bearish, right, you'll get a little ding, with an alert saying, hey, Nvidia flipped bearish, right? So it's more of like a fetch feed, right? Or let's say, you're looking at the gamma level stuff, right? You can say, hey, if the dealers are coming in and pulling orders or adding this or changing this or filling up levels, can you let me know if there's any significant imbalance to what's going on, right? And he'll be able to do that, right? So it's more of he'll alert you when something happens, which is going to be so cool, guys, because I'm going to set it up where I want to trade maybe NQ, CL, gold, ES, all of it, right? And then I can tell him, hey, if anything ends up in a bearish opportunity, let me know, right? Oh no, it's all real time. No, he has CME data. Yeah, he's got real time data. So and we're gonna tie him into not only the crypto wallet that he can trade for you guys, because he does do crypto, but we're going to also tie him into personal trade evades that we can do, right, to trade real money. But someone had asked, and I know this is on the top of many people's minds, can he trade, guys, 10 o'clock hit too, so we'll get back here in a second. Can he trade prop firms? So technically you're not supposed to, because you're not supposed to trade it with bots, but kind of a thought / workaround we came up with that would be up to you to do or choose to do would be if you use a company like TradeSyncer or somebody that syncs your accounts, all you'd have to do is sync it with your personal account and then run it on the demo on your personal, and then it may or may not carry over to your prop firms. So pretty cool possibility. We're going to test that out as we build it.
Welcome back, Nick.
So let's go back in.
Navigating post-event volatility following the ISM Services PMI release. So keep your risk exposure low and focus on observing where price stabilizes. Institutional flow is currently showing positive buy pressure, but price is still trading below the 1-minute VWAP at 30,684.50. I'd recommend waiting for a clean structural reclaim and stabilization above key levels before attempting any entries while the post-news whipsaw risk remains elevated.
Perfect. Yeah, so you can ask, hey Neo, can you tell me what the prices of MNQ and where we're potentially going? So he's got to grab the feed.
Currently trading at 30,606.25 while sitting below the 1 minute.
Yeah, so he's grabbing it from here.
684.50 and showing bearish angle across most short-term time frames. Despite institutional flow leaning positive, price is currently battling immediate trend resistance at 30,617.75 and hasn't demonstrated a clear structural reversal following the ISM data release. Until price reclaims the VWAP and breaks above recent resistance, the path of least resistance remains tilted toward further downside pressure. I am watching for a structural shift or a sustained reclaim of the VWAP before considering any bullish bias. Otherwise, expect potential volatility to continue testing lower support areas like 30,400.19.
I'm going to put him back on quick just for the sake of that. But he can do a quick, detailed, normal as far as how long you want the responses. But just so we can keep things flowing. So when I push the microphone, the moment he grabs it and fetches his data, right, depending, I mean, he's going to grab it, fetch it, and then if we have a big push, right, then it's going to be a little different on that. But we can ask him again. Like if you see that push, you can ask him again. It looks like the bull's push there. Do you see any kind of flip, or do you see a potential resistance holding here? Ideally, give me a short scalp and a long scalp opportunity.
Price is currently testing the 30,660 institutional obstacle, which is acting as a short-term hurdle while we remain below the 1 minute VWAP of 30,683.50. Short scalp. If price rejects the 30,660 level and confirms with a bearish candle structure, it offers a scalp opportunity targeting the 30,400 support area. Long scalp. I would only look for a long scalp if price clears and holds above the VWAP at 30,683.50, signaling a potential shift in momentum toward the recent high of 30,807.75.
There you go. So if you notice, he's taught to recognize volatility, right, in the time frames, and so he don't really like a long scalp unless you get above 683, right, which would put you in this area above there, which is not a bad advice, right, because then that's going to give you your expansion from there. He is preferring, in order to take a short, let it go to the 660 level and look for a possible rejection off of it, which is also good advice because that would put us up here, right? It would be a push and then a rejection off. So pretty good. Yeah, let me Johnny, did you end up getting your guy all sorted? I know you were playing with him.
Yeah, I've made a few discoveries, which is good. So,
Cool.
I've I've actually got a water flow connected in a way.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we weren't exactly sure what to expect entirely because right now he's getting the classic state and order flow, and then we just kind of broke it up on the important pieces and how to interpret it. But I still feel like there's some things I could do on his logic to make sure he's interpreting it a little bit better. So I'm gonna kind of keep playing with that. But before it was like I would play with it, Alex would adjust it. I would play with it, Alex would adjust it. And so I think I finally wore him out because yesterday after I was like, hey, let's do this again. And he's like, how about I just build you access into that part and you do it yourself? I was like, I'm cool with that. I'm on board.
See if you can download that video that I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
Explain it. Yeah.
I forgot about that. You sent me that. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah. So that's actually the basically the guy that's developed it and been using it for. So yeah, he explains a lot and state. He goes through all of them, but he explains how he sort of trades it and everything else. So you'll pick up a lot from that.
Nice.
But very in depth, so just like a mathematical genius. A lot of it's over my head. I'm like, dude, I have no idea you're speaking another language.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll check him out after we're done today. Go lay down. It's too early. My dog, go. Like, go lay down. He's like already coming up to me like, hey, we ready to pet me yet? It's like, but yeah, I'll take a look at it. I plan on once I'm done with this here, I'm gonna spend a little time back on his logic, and so I'll play with that. So guys, this is an interesting level. We're getting traps south, if you notice, and we're getting traps north. So it's a very indecisive area. What I'm looking at is this area here, right? The 595. We got expansion through. That holding support plus a close above there is going to give us that push, right? Up to that 660, 680 range. That's what I'm looking at. So, but we got to see.
I just a 1 minute Lisma, so it can't make its mind up what it wants to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not respecting that Lisma at all. So usually when we get these trap boxes, both sides, the one that closes, right, and invalidates, we'll see how this one's invalidating, usually where it goes. When you get the dual, right, like that. So we'll see. We can ask Neo. Hey, do you see any changes in M and Q that I should be concerned about? My bias is mostly short, but we keep wanting to climb a little.
Price is currently holding the 30,600 institutional reaction level, and with positive institutional flow and buy fraction at 50%, the market is showing potential absorption. While your short bias aligns with the bearish 1-minute Lisma and VWAP resistance at 30,683.50, the lack of follow-through suggests the market is currently in a rotational state. If price fails to break back below 30,600, watch for a potential move toward the VWAP. A sustained reclaim of 30,683.50 would invalidate your bearish bias and signal a stronger buyer presence. Be prepared to step aside if the market stops respecting your short side setups, as forcing a move against this consolidation can lead to being trapped.
You guys see what I mean, though? He's on quick, and he's like, cool, you want to ask me an open-ended question that needs a big response? I'm just going to put a bunch of commas and little breaks here, and we'll give it to you. I'm going to give
I
you
mean,
this.
it is kind of direct answer, though.
Oh, it was. Yeah. And I asked him that, remember, yesterday. I was like, why did you respond so long when I'm on quick? He was like, my apologies, but the question that you asked required a very long, detailed response I couldn't get in that short time. I'm like, oh. I mean, I get it. I even respect his logic. It makes sense to me. Yeah, so we're getting that climb, guys. Remember, like I said, typically when you have the two traps, when we get that close above. So we need that close above 45 or so here, and then that should give you some expansion. But keep in mind, guys, from a macro point of view, we have our high, we have our low, and we're just halfway liquidity chasing, right? So these lows right here are going to be critical, around 76. Yeah, 76 or so will be critical. So right in this area. So if we hit here and reject, right, that's going to be, remember he said a short play would be getting a clean rejection or reclaim of 660. So if we push through it and then we reclaim back through it, right, then he's saying that would be your setup. But if we push through this 890 or 692 is really what I would use, then we're going to get full expansion all the way up to here. So let's watch and see. But again, look at this. So we got a short one here, which played out kind of short term. Then it flipped to a long one, then that push. When you see the double on the 15-second like this, wherever that breaks, that's where you get the expansion. And so playing out. It's pretty sick. You guys don't have that trap and block engine, man. You guys are crazy. Our indicators are not expensive, guys. The trap and block one, this one that we're using, we just charge $20 for it, so $20 a month. For anybody that's looking for a little extra help on indicators. So, but now we have nothing, right? We got the full expansion out of it. So now I'm just waiting to see where this wants to land, guys. So let's see if we get that rejection reclaim of that 660. Do we have any potential gamma wall levels above us? Just want to see what he says.
The nearest institutional resistance acting as a potential gamma wall is at 30,649.20, which price is currently pressing against. If this level holds as resistance, it could force a rotation back toward support. However, a confirmed breakout above it would shift the institutional context toward the next major resistance at 30,776.78.
There we go.
Did anyone short at market open?
Oh yeah, we all did. Yeah, I did 2,500 on that, just this original drop. I was just 1 NQ on it. I closed it a little early, but huh?
You made 2,500 off of one play?
Yeah, I have a Lucid account that I was willing to play the end of day. It's easier to see it on the 15-second. Let me show you. So what I was telling them is the last couple market opens, right? The first direction we move is not the right way. Like we moved south last time and then we shot north, right? So when we shot north, and I got this doji set up play coming off that 800, right? Because I'm a big fan of the round numbers. When the market loses round numbers like that, it usually could be pretty deep, right? And so I just threw in 1 NQ, right? Set a stop loss, I think somewhere up here, because I had a little to play with it. And truth be told, I had a target, I think somewhere here, but I was talking and I kind of forgot I had it even open. And then I looked over, I was like, oh shoot, I got this trade. So then I started trailing it, and it domed me out like somewhere, I don't know, in here. But yeah, it was a good play. And so then the second one, I took a little on this, but not much, because on one account I did, because we had a drop, right, 50% reclaim into absorption to the south with the close, and then that gave us kind of our double top lick, which gave us our expansion to the south. This area here was acting as a pretty good support, right? And so we were playing with NEO on that for the push, and so we were kind of expecting a little bit of a push back here. The trap one called that push, which was pretty sick. And now we're just kind of, most people I think are just waiting right now. I want to see how it's going to treat this level here, because if it breaches through and holds above this 92, right, the next level I have is 730, which is I think what he said. Oh no, 776 is what he's got the next gamma wall at. At least the next one that he's worried about anyways. So we're coming onto the 200. So I would expect this to push here. Any kind of doji close below would give us our reclaim to test these tops, which would also be a halfway reclaim. Yeah, which would be about 650. Yeah. Let's watch that. Hey Neo, we pushed up pretty heavy here. Do you see what entry would I start wanting to look short? Just want to see if he has any idea.
MNQ has pushed through the immediate resistance at 30,650.00 and is now trading above the 1-minute VWAP at 30,680.50, which shifts the immediate structure to a more bullish posture. I would only look for a short scalp if price failed zone and shows a confirmed rejection 30,650.00 followed by a breakdown in candle progression. Until we see that breakdown, the current buy pressure makes shorting against the trend highly aggressive and risky.
I'm gonna paste that in Radius. So he is understanding the gamma stuff. He's new to that, so we're still working on his interpretation a little. We don't have him in his logic as far as what we've programmed directly. Understanding of options, right? And so, but we'll put it in. Let's see what he says. We intend on expanding it to options, but we did not focus on that. So let's see what he says. Yeah, he's mostly futures, crypto, stocks.
I don't have
like
access to specific 0 DTE option volume or open interest data. However, based on the current institutional context, 30,750 sits just below our major resistance level of 30,775.90, making it a critical area for potential institutional defense or liquidity absorption. I would monitor how price interacts with this zone for signs of rejection or exhaustion before assuming it acts as a magnet or wall. Stay cautious, as elevated volatility from the ISM release means price may sweep through these levels rather than respecting them cleanly.
Yeah, we plan on adding options in there, but when we built him, we were doing futures, stocks, all that. But you can see he doesn't have the data on the actual volume, right, for that, because we're not feeding him that or the open interest stuff. But he still can break it down from an institutional concept, right? And so still valuable, but it's just not specific to when we finish him on options, right? We'll feed him that data, as well as you know, he'll be able to give suggestions about things like strike price and all that stuff, so which will be really cool. But guys, we're getting definite resistance here. You can see the sweep. Anytime we get these type of absorption sweeps like this, right? Measure the high, the low, we close below the low, we're going to that liquidity. We close above the high, we jump in. So we have a nice little play set there. We're rejecting off the VWAP we have here. Also, it was the prior low, right? So that's why we're getting this kind of pull here.
We got that inverse fair value gap there too that we're about to fill.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got our chop, the absorption. I like to, when I look at these on the 15-second, I love seeing these type of candles because when you get it, it sets that internal, right? We close above, close below, gives you your expansion. It's usually a pretty easy read. So my expectation was, again, from a structure play standpoint, we had a push, halfway liquidity, a push, right? Halfway liquidity would put us somewhere here, which would also test that top, right? Now, this is going to be an interesting one because this is forming sort of a double top, right? And it pulled through that neckline. A lot of times when this is going to play south, even if it pushes, it only pushes halfway and then absorbs back. If we breach that, it's a trap, right? And it's going. Sold all my shares of NVIDIA stock after I dumped Farcoin. When will I get rich? I don't know. Angel, you want me to, let's have some fun. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to tell him that it's you, and we're moving it to sarcastic just for fun.
Selling a stable asset to gamble on Farcoin. I'm sure the financial journals will be writing your biography any day now. If your definition of rich involves waiting for a meme coin to go to the moon while you ignore actual market structure, you might be waiting for a very long time.
Sarcastic Neo's pretty ruthless, just so you know. At times. I don't even know if it's at times, man. He's always ruthless, it seems. Lately. Guys, we're...
I was going to say, that'd be one for the book of answers, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right?
Mm.
That's what we should do, is I should get the digital copy of the Book of Answers, and I'm going to upload it into his Logic. Be like, Neo, check the Book of Answers. Where are we going? The Book of Answers says, you were going to get wrecked today. Stay out. See, we're getting the breakdown here. So, we're tapping, tapping, tapping. This, guys, again, should expand to here. Anything explosive that is higher than here is going to show super strong bullish intent, right? Because the structure suggests it should at least get to here, if not expand back down to here. So it just in a healthy pullback, right, from trying to reclaim this. Yeah, Neo's fun to play with on that. Let's see, 1022. Again, just muting the indicators, guys. The critical thing here, if you look at the larger structure at play here, we had our high, all-time high. We swept that low, still have a higher low here, lower low here, broke that structure. If we want to stay bearish, preferably it would have been a pull halfway kind of rejection around here, right? That 660, 670 like he talked about. It is trying to sweep the upper, but we still have this lower that it has to reclaim. Anything that fails on this lower, we're going to get a deep pull back, at least probably halfway within there, around 600, right? If we end up breaching that low, then we're going to get deep expansion, and shit, at this point, it'll probably go for a new, oh, yeah. The Prime Minister of Israel is speaking right now, apparently, so might get some interesting movement here, guys. Lately, he's been like the Middle East version of Trump when he talks. Whenever he says stuff, man, stuff gets crazy. So, got our trap indicator off the resistance, which did get a pull. I'm curious to see if this gives us our full expansion. So far, that indicator's been pretty fire, so. Just need to look at one thing here. that there. Let's see. Okay. All right. Again, still looking like it wants to pull, but it's finding strength in areas, from this high, right? We do have the trap block or some resistance within. I would expect a sweep. Even if it wants to go back up, right, it would be a sweep absorption. So let's see if it wants to play nice and keep doing what it's supposed to do. He's talking about how war is good. Here, I'm just curious what Neo says. Hold on. I'm going to put him on sarcastic too, just because it's fun. While we're waiting for this to do something here.
Geopolitical headlines are a fantastic way to turn a technical chart into a blender, so don't be shocked when price starts ignoring every level one just gave you. Unless you're looking to donate your capital to the market maker's holiday fund, I'd suggest sitting on your hands until the volatility stops acting like it's having a nervous breakdown. Nothing says, I'm a genius trader, like trying to turn geopolitical instability into a quick scalp while the chart is already having a panic attack. If you honestly think you can outtrade a headline-driven volatility spike better than the people who own the exchange, go right ahead. I'll just be here waiting to see which direction the stop run takes you.
The stop run takes you. Guys, sarcastic Neo is brutal, man. That's the funny thing, like Radius on that is like he's brutal, but he's not really wrong. But he's brutal. We'll put him back on this. Sounds good. So while we look at the price while they're talking, do we see any potential bias direction?
We watch price during headlines because the market reveals its true intent through order flow and reaction, not through the talking heads themselves. Right now, the bias is conflicted. Institutional flow remains negative, yet price is struggling to break decisively below the immediate support of 30,620.48. If price continues to defend this 30,620 area and holds the VWAP, it suggests the bulls are absorbing the sell side pressure. I wouldn't commit to a directional bias until we see a clean expansion away from this compression zone.
There's a lot of news coming out today.
Mm-hmm. Bunch. Yep, those kind of days, man, are they're tricky because they could send us to 31 or send us back to 29. So, with the wrong thing said or right. So I'm really watching this level here again because it's really holding this kind of VWAP trap zone under the 200 here. So this last push though is intriguing, right? We had a push, halfway pull, and it's trying to push again. So if this halfway pull pushes, but it can't create a high here, guys, it's going to create a lower low. So, but if it's going to go, this needs to be the push. It's got to be the one to do it because it's the only one really that has gotten that good halfway support, right? So if it fails, then it's going to pull down pretty hard. How are you guys doing on your P&Ls? Anybody want to post anything? I know we did some last night. Pre-market, some of you guys did some this morning. So far, it's been pretty good respecting structure. We're doing things we should be doing, so which is not bad considering, like we said, we got news potentials everywhere. Okay, so see how we're getting the pull. So this is still a push, 50% retracement. If I get a close below here, that should sweep it a decent low. But we're still within that climb parameter for now. But let's see if it's enough to push it through, or do they sink it? We're getting that push through. Like I was saying, if they're gonna do it right, the way that structure was looking, that was the time they had to. Yeah. Yeah, we're coming in to test that 5-minute Lisma, so I want to see how it reacts on this. Because if it's going to reject it all, one of the things we study on this 5-minute Lisma is it likes to breach it and then get a little rear back. So I want to see if this Lisma, see we got the breach, the rear back is what matters. So if it rear back and it holds above 706, it's going to explode. If we lose that 705, 706 area, right, then it's going to dump her really hard. So let's see where this rear back takes us. Man, Neo, the bulls just keep pushing.
The bulls have reclaimed the 1-minute VWAP at 30,681.25 and are showing strong buy fraction at 71.98%, which validates the current push. However, with immediate trend resistance and negative institutional flow still looming, this move needs to clear the 30,777.85 institutional resistance to prove it has true legs.
All right, let's see. Who are we gonna pick? Let's have let's do this time. Oh man, maybe we'll have Radius being there. So we'll do Radius and who's another one that we haven't done? Luis, man, let's do Luis. Hey Neo, we're just trading, watching this thing kind of find its structure. Let's have some fun and give me all of my TA as if you're a boxing announcer. I want you to use Radius and Luis and assign them to either a bull or a bear, and let's see who is winning the fight. I'll let you choose who you assign it to. I don't think we feed him that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. In the red corner, we have the bears, weighed down by negative institutional flow and that stubborn 5-minute resistance, trying to hold the line at 30,650. In the blue corner, the bulls are charging forward with an 85% buy fraction, currently dancing circles around the 1-minute VWAP at 30,681.25. Radius is in the blue corner pushing for the bulls, throwing heavy volume jabs
You're a
to
bull,
break that
Radius.
institutional wall, while Louise is holding the red corner for the bears, trying to clinch and drag price back into the compression
He
zone.
called you Luis.
Right now, the bulls are winning the round
That's
on
my
points,
English, my
but they
bad.
haven't landed the knockout blow on the 30,777 resistance yet. Keep your eyes glued to the screen, because this fight is far from over.
Yeah, I know. It looks like damn Luis is getting his butt whooped.
Yes, I am.
Louise is definitely on the ropes.
He's calling
The
you
bulls have
Louise
successfully
because of
established
the
a
way I
base
said
above
it.
the 30,650.48 institutional support and are now challenging the 30,777.36 resistance level. Radius is celebrating in the corner, but remember that the bears haven't thrown in the towel yet. If price fails to clear that resistance and gets slapped back down, the knockout could still be coming from the other side.
Ooh, that's true. He could always kind of throw in that little slip jab.
Exactly. The bears are just waiting for a slip up at the 30,670.00 obstacle to land that counter punch. If price fails to hold above this level and gets slapped back toward the 30,650.48 support, it's a clear signal that the bulls have exhausted their stamina and Louise is back in control of the ring.
Yeah, that's what he said too. He said for the short scalp, getting up to that 775 level. We have a gap fill up here too at 660. So I'm just wanting to see. So right now we're fighting the 5-minute Lisma. Notice we had a push, again, halfway reclaim was expected, right? As that holds back up, it needs expansion. If it can't get this expansion and we lose this low, it's going to sweep down for a full reclaim. Like such. There's that 5 minutes. So now this is critical because as they push down, you know, into here, right? 692 is still a pretty critical level, so they can absorb this, right? Stop hunt it and then reclaim it. So let's see if this double top wants to get any kind of expansion, but they've already kind of absorbed it pretty well from the micro standpoint. Man, the bear stepped in there. I don't know. Does Radius look like he's getting tired or what?
Radius is definitely gasping for air here, as buy fraction dropped to 39.13% and price is struggling to maintain its hold above the 3,651.37 support level. If the bulls can't defend this line, the bears will likely use this exhaustion to regain control and push back toward lower institutional levels.
This is a big test, guys. Close below there will get you full reclaim expansion. Big test right there. But yeah, guys, it cracks me up. Anybody looking to trade with NEO, he's on free trial. Anybody that's on TikTok, anybody that came into the community here trading with us, you guys can get him for free. So you just go in and you can get a total of 6 days free with him. That's with full. You know, it's not like trial version, right? We give you the full pro everything just as you see him. So no credit card. You don't have to link anything, sign up for anything. You just go in, click free trial, and bam, you're in. So, but the guys, the entire point of what we wanted when we created NEO is that, again, you know, trading is a lonely profession, right? At times, you know, we're either up early or up late, or, you know, if you're anything like me and some others that I've talked to, guys, the way this is, remember we failed that top, man. This breaks this low. Next stop's probably in here, right? 624. That's usually a pretty bearish collapse if it can break this low. But you know, like I said, if you're anything like me, you know, I have a few friends, only a couple that really know how to trade to talk to, and my wife hears it enough, and she trades at times, but she don't want to hear it again all day. So more times than not, right, you get to a point where you don't really have people to talk to, right, to ask questions, bounce ideas off, and so you know, that's where NEO comes in. Right now, you literally can see him come in and give you all that guidance, right? And so, you know, and you can talk to him at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, whatever, right? Afternoon, doesn't matter. So he does not sleep. He's always on. The other thing too, for those who may not know, we do have NEO providing signals directly. That
Hello,
is also
I'm Neo.
free.
Let's capture the move.
So this is free for anybody who is wanting to watch, right? You don't have to pay for nothing ever. We just stream it for you guys. It's giving you M&Q context, long entries and short entries, right? So if you guys want to go in and watch that, all you got to see is the NEO AI session. When his little green head is on, he is up and running. We do give him an hour of downtime. I have to adjust the time frame here on the site, but we did extend him to 5 a.m. So he runs from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. So he only has that kind of that hour downtime. So, but yeah, those that are looking for that, you can see, you know, he's giving guidance of when to enter, what to look for, all that stuff on there. So. Like I said, guys, we have a lot of things on the way, a lot of big plans, guys, for NEO and things we're doing in the company. But yeah, look at we had the full expansion, right? So remember I said when this breaks down, you get full reclaim, which we did. Pretty interesting. We got the trap blocks, right, that are playing the pushback on that. So that reclaimed that pretty heavily. So let's see how that treats the 5-minute again. That's our 5-minute breach wick, and we just had a rear back is all. So we'll see if we'll get that full expansion or not.
What were those hours again for NEO, Nick?
The only time, I'm just going to say it the other way, is the only time he's down is from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Just because we have to take him down for 1 hour at minimum, because he does. I mean, he's down during when the market's closed. So that might just be the window we use eventually. But he does some self-analyzing and things like that. So we have to have a little time. So, but yeah, he's pretty much on all the time now. So again, guys, this was just a double top breakdown. We got full
MNQ is
reclaim,
currently
and
testing
now it's
the
pushing.
1 minute EMA 200
Oh, I have the
30,705.95 and the 5 minutes EMA 200
that's the analysis talking.
30,699.89.
He'll read it to
Attempting
you.
to establish a floor for a potential relief rally within a broader bearish structure. Sentiment. Bullish pressure confidence. 6 out of 10 reason. Price is showing renewed interest around the 1 minute EMA 200 and the bullish 15 seconds EMA.
So again, he'll talk. I'll mute it just so we can keep talking on that. But yeah, guys. So we got the full claim. The traps called it again, which is cool. This is a 5-minute breach wake rear back. It just does it all the time. This next one has to go. Right, it's got to push. If it does, target liquidity is up in this range, 750, 760. As far as the next level of resistance for that. So we know that this was a pretty big trap block within. So let's see how that is treated. The only thing that's interesting to me, I don't know if you guys notice this, it's breaking through a lot of resistance with ease, showing a lot of strength in the bulls. But you notice every now and then we'll get that kind of push with that deep dom drop, right? So they're definitely setting up something, right? They're either deep dom dropping to stop hunt to keep sending it, or it's kind of an early sign of a trap when we drop. So let's see how that wants to play. So we're still fighting that 5-minute Lisma right now. Let's see if it's got enough steam to break through it here. Let's ask him. The bulls look like they're trying to break through this upper resistance. Does the buy pressure look like it has enough steam to push through?
The bulls are indeed putting in work, reclaiming the 1 minute VWAP at 30,681.75 with a 76% buy fraction, but the immediate institutional resistance at 30,670.00 is currently acting as a speed bump. Unless we see a confirmed breakout and sustained expansion above that level, the negative institutional flow and bearish trend alignment suggest this could still just be a trap before another rejection.
Let's see. It just keeps testing that. So remember why in the mentor group I was talking about where it lands matters, right? We have absorption north, we have absorption south, a little minute, right? So then we create a high, we create a low, we push, but notice it didn't even make it to the 200 here, right? Didn't even make it, yeah. And so that shows it's got some strength within. So. So let's see if we get full expansion.
Hey Nick, if we're going long, what are we targeting? The previous all-time high?
No, me and so a guy on my TikTok radius, he deals a lot on the gamma stuff too, and we were both looking at it, and we talked to Neo about it back here, and it said that target liquidity for the institutional orders was somewhere up here, like 775. I have a gap fill at 760, and I have heavy resistance at 763. Now, for me, I'll be honest with you, I'm not likely going long. I will let it go to there, and I will write it back down, right? Because of the way we rejected from that prior all-time high. That's just my style of it. But the target should get up to about here, around 760. And so Neo, what we were playing with earlier, is he has the gamma data. I just have to tweak a little bit on how he interprets it. So we just want to look at the levels he's calling. But he's interpreting our normal core logic. Look at this, we're getting our trap thing there. He's interpreting the core logic. He's also interpreting the sorry, hold on. I totally forgot this one here, I'm up the 3000. I had a kind of a longer play short going. And I thought I had my TP set, but I guess I didn't. So I shaved off some of it. I had it as 15 MNQ. That's the one I'm just using my end of day, right, to kind of scalp more defensively. But I've been more short on that one. Oh, but so he's getting like hour feed, my secret sauce kind of logic of trading. He's got the ability to interpret trading from the web, right? Kind of put it all together. He's got now, as far as feeds, right? He's got order flow, gamma levels, price action. We've been feeding him a little bit on patterns. Patterns are tough, man. Oh, now he's pushing more war. Patterns are tough, right, for indicators and even AI, right? Because trying to get him to call patterns precisely is tougher, but we're getting at least getting him to understand, like, hey, if it's pushing up because we've been so aggressive, being able to guide people by saying you want to look for a head and shoulders or double top, or like recognizing that a pattern's needed to get a breakdown, right? And so we're working through that. But and so he's doing an awesome job in interpreting things, right, because of all the data he has, right? But there's still a little fine tuning I want to do. So the exciting news, some of you might have missed as you joined, is we found a really cool idea that might allow him to trade real money for people and prop firms possibly. And so we're exploring that. And so right now, NEO is designed as you're the coach, the mentor, the guide, the trading expert. I have to fine tune a few things to make sure now he knows he's actually a live trader who is in there, making money and killing it, right? And so that's kind of what we're working through now on that, because now that we have an idea of how we can get him to possibly trade for people, I want to explore that, right? So it's kind of where we're at now. So he's got the gamma stuff, but he's getting the levels pretty good, but there's some fine tuning I want to do with it. But you can ask him, hey Neo, can you tell me where the gamma levels are?
The nearest institutional positioning support is at 30,651.22, which is currently acting as a primary reaction level. Resistance remains localized at 30,670.00, and as price is now trading inside a bearish order block, you should expect potential rejection here rather than a clean breakout.
And so this is the fine tuning, right? So he's seeing the walls of 650, 670, which is correct. But AJ, I've been mostly scalping shorts, but we are getting more bullish pressure, so you got to be very picky on when you enter. His interpretation of where they are is good, but notice how he said resistance remains localized at 670, right? But we're above 670, so I have to pivot a little bit of his logic of how he reads it to say what he should say there, right? Is here's some levels that are heavily, being played. While price remains above it, look for a possible reaction, bounce off of it, or break hard below it, right? Like that's how he should read it or interpret it, if you will. And so I got to work on that a little bit. It doesn't change the levels that he's doing, right? So, but yeah, you can see again, guys, as we approach our upper, right? Always remember, guys, when you see an all-time high area up here, when you look at that structure that created that, these lows really matter, right? These low areas really matter. And so you can see we rejected right there, right off that prior one to the left there, right? Which is also right by the low, which expanded up. And so that's why we're getting a little bit of a pull here. So now if you look at from a structure play, we had a lot of indecision. We broke up, couldn't get quite the full expansion, came down for the full reclaim like we talked about. This one right here, like I was saying, if it's going to go, it's got to go. And so it did. But again, it showed weakness because it was pretty clear to go all the way to 760. There's really not a lot of reason it should have stopped, right? And so the fact that it lost that high and this high, typically that creates a lower low, guys. So be careful trying to time this long. I've been mostly still short. I'm still in this one, but I'm only 5 MNQ. It hit my TP on one of them. So, but I'll be up about, once this one closes, about 4,000 on this one today. I don't even know where I have the TP. I think it's like way down there. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know if we'll get that low. But that's a Lucid account I'm working on. So it was my day one on this one, and so what I do with my Lucids, guys, is I go hard on them on the first day, right? And then after that, I just gotta make $150 because there's no consistency rule. So if they want to give me end of day with no consistency, I'm gonna run that thing up, right? And then it's guaranteed money pretty much from there. So it has not been a perfect day, I will say. My fundeds, I did have one that it broke last night, but I'm okay with it because I have 3,100, 2,100, and 1,300. So I'm not worried about the $100 new account that I just created. So, and these are all fundeds; they're withdrawable. So that's where, you know, I had a really deep talk with Deep Blue. It was cool on a one-on-one, and we were talking about prop firms nowadays, right? And prop firm trading is not necessarily. I think it's grooming people with a lot of bad habits on trading, right, to prepare you for live or real money. And so because we were creating a culture of, if we break it, just buy another one, right? And so then people flip and they do the whole, you know, don't break it, manage tight risk, grow the account, get your paid, right? But which is fine for, you know, for certain skill levels, but I actually treat mine differently. So, and you got to pick your poison of how you want to do it, right? But I use prop firms to fund my personal accounts, right? The real money accounts. And I treat my prop firms like a business, right? And so think about this. If I earned on this Lucid, right, which I'm only 38 now. But if I'm up 38 on that one, which is a payable account, and I'm up 5, 6, 7 on these, which is a payable account, and then I have my other Lucid, which I haven't taken a trade since last night, that I'm up 2,700 on a payable account. Do you think from a business standpoint, should I be stressed that one account broke that was brand new that cost me $100 when I can withdraw like $7,000 tomorrow? Well, not tomorrow because Lucids I need a few more days, but so you think about it, and again, I'm going to go on this little pedestal speech for people, because some people I think need to be reminded of this, that one, treat things in a way of investment or business. Never get emotionally tied to anything. And so what I love as a trader about prop firms is because I can take risks, right? I'm clear to take risks. Now, when it comes to real money, right, it's different. But if I lose, let's say I go up 1,500 on an account, but I need 2,000 to get past the buffer, even if I lose that entire thing and break that whole account, I really still only lost $100. Like, that money was never mine, right? And so it always cracks me up, because if you remember, or most of you probably have seen, people look at crypto, right? I mean, anybody here on TikTok, right? People are scanning through TikTok, like trying to find that one person that's going to tell them this meme coin's going to, 10x, right? That was a big thing I always heard in crypto. Like, oh man, if you buy this, it's going to 10x in 6 months and 3 months. And everybody's like, wow, 10x. I mean, the ROI on that is ridiculous, right? But think about this. If I spent, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts just from these. So if I have 5 accounts, that's 500, we'll just say, and I'm able to withdraw around 6 to 7 thousand, from my trades, but I broke one that cost $100. Um, I mean, if knowing that, I'm sure if I asked any of you, like, hey, look, are you willing to give up $100 account and spend $500, but I'm gonna give you seven? Okay, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? I mean, do the math on that, and that's all done in a day. Where you have people on crypto out here trying to get their favorite pump and dump meme coin to catch that 10x move, and you can literally 10x your investment or more, like way more, right? Using prop firms if you use it the right way, right? But that's the hard part. I will say, I will acknowledge that, and I always have said this in the past. It's a little easier for people who are more experienced, because if I have money in, I don't mind taking risks on the money out, right? Because think of it from a business perspective, right? Guys, this structure is looking pretty bearish, but I'm intrigued to see if we fake and jump, because it's got this trap play here. We'll see. But think of it, like a business, right? If you have no money coming in and you put all your money into it to start the business up, and then you got to put more into it, and then you got to put more into it, and the money's not coming in, that's a bad business model, right? You're going to be in trouble. And so it's kind of like trading, right? If I don't get a payout and I have to keep paying and paying and paying, it's just basic finance, where you're either an asset or you're a liability, right? And things, or whatever you're doing. And so if all I'm doing is spending money and I'm getting no payouts, then trading is just a liability, right? It's not an asset. But if I'm getting more in payouts than I'm spending out, right, now it becomes an asset. So, but my recommendation for everybody, and this is how I treat it, I don't use prop firms is not my primary way to earn a living if I needed to, right? If they shut down today, like whatever. But you should utilize prop firms to fund the money you put into your real money. It's like, why use your own money, right? Your hard-earned money. And that's what I always recommend with people, because it's just a good way to not have to take your money you're working for, if you got your job you're still doing, right, and putting it into an account instead, right? You take what you're earning to put it into the account. But at some point, who knows? I mean, I think there's a lot of fear mongering around prop firms, where people keep saying they're gonna get shut down, and you should do real money. And I get some people that go on my live and they give me crap about it. They're like, if you're such a good trader, you should be trading real money, not prop firms. And I'm like, I mean, I'm an opportunist. If somebody's gonna tell me you can make $7,000 and only risk $500, instead of making $7,000 risking $7,000, or whatever, like, I mean, why wouldn't you? So but I don't know, I'm a little worried, because people that have the wrong rooms, the wrong mentors and stuff like that, they're gonna believe the old swing for the fence, and if it breaks, it breaks is the way, right? And then when you go to real money, you about to get humbled, because that $100 loss now turns into a true $2,000 loss. Yeah, pretty much, Steve. Yeah, so guys, we're 11 o'clock. I'm not, that's why I'm just, we're doing our little speech here, guys. Those in the mentor group, you guys know, it's been pretty cool to watch this, but we have trap block up, trap block down, right? So we're in the middle. You don't want to trade that. We either want to come down here and trade the pull out of it, or the break below it, or here, pull off it, or break above it. Right? It gives you those kind of liquidity areas. So, but guys, again, a lot of new things coming out still. A lot of improvements coming out on NEO still, even in TradeVision. I have a little logic I want to change. Not only that will improve how he interprets some data, but to prepare him for real live trading. You're going to start to see, as soon as maybe even tomorrow, if I can get it done, he's going to start saying things like, when you say, hey, is there a scalp opportunity, he'll come back and say, if I were trading this, I would probably look for, like, I want him to be very ownership of it, right? Like, because I'm going to be pivoting his personality to include mentor, guide, coach, all that, but actually trader, right? Like he is the trader, right? And so, you'll see a little change in that, right? And I'm working to make him a little more interactive. Kind of like the way I'm thinking of it is like probing for answers, right? Where if you don't know what to say, he's going to pick up on your hesitation or maybe your experience, and then he'll guide more with follow-up questions, right? Like, if you say, well, I'm not really sure on this, or, are you looking for scalp opportunities? Well, I'm not really sure. Okay, well, this is the structure. This is what I think would be a good opportunity to look at. And if you keep saying, I'm not sure, right, he's going to constantly come back with questions, right, to probe it. Because I want it to be very conversational. I don't want it to just be, you got to kind of feel like need to know what to say to get him to say things. And so I'm going to, part of the logic I'm playing with is I want him to be able to not only give you the right answer with the best of his knowledge, but I want him to lead you to that right answer, asking the right questions to get to that right answer, right? In a nutshell, I want him to already kind of know what he wants to say or do. And if you're not asking that right question, if it's in that vicinity, I want him to be able to take charge of it and say, hey, it sounds like you're looking for a possible entry, right? Let me, are you familiar with structure? Yeah, I'm a little familiar with it. Okay, well, to take a short, we want that lower high, lower low kind of break of these levels. Like, I want him to kind of probe for that. So that way he can guide you guys to the answer that you should be asking. Because at the end of the day, his core goal, he has a few primary objectives. One is the most important, is keep the user or customer safe, right? And so that's why if he doesn't like something, he's going to tell you, it's a no trade zone. You shouldn't be trading this, right? And he's going to be blunt, right? It's like somebody mentioned that one time. They're like, it's AI, they're always agreeable. I'm like, oh, not Neo. Neo is not agreeable at all, actually. If he don't agree with what you're saying, he is not going to agree with you. Even me, he'll argue with me. I programmed him on the trading side of it, and I'll still tell him, like, I don't know, this is going down. And he's like, no, it's going up. I'm like, look at this, man, we're below this. And he's like, yeah, we're below this, but, if you look at it, we're holding this. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I see that. Like, we go round and round. Like, he'll not admit he's wrong. It's pretty funny. But, so again, guys, we're not done improving him. My goal is to make this dude extremely valuable. He already is, but I want him, like, I want to be able to go on my social medias without feeling like I'm lying to people, right? And just be like, look, you come in here, talk to him, he's going to pass this thing for you. It's just going to happen. Like, he's done it this many times, right? He's already done it. People in the room have already passed things that have never passed things, and they've gotten payouts and when they've never gotten payouts, right? And so he's already doing that. But those that I mentor who know me well know that I don't care how good you are as a trader. I don't care how good Neo is as a trader. He can be better, right? He can always be better, I think. So a lot of cool updates coming, guys. We're not even close to being done. So if you are trading now and you're not having success or consistency, or you just want a little edge, or you're just curious, check it out, man. I'm telling you, it's like nothing you guys have seen before. So, and that's why we give a free trial for up to 6 days for you guys. So, because we want you guys to try them out. So, but if you're interested in AI technology, if you're like me and you believe at some point none of us will be trading, AI will be trading everything. At some point, not in probably the far distant future. It's going to be my AI bot against your AI bot. It's really what it's going to boil down to. Ain't nobody pushing nothing, right? And so that's AI, right? You either jump on or you get left behind, right? And so we're pushing forward with the AI. We're going to be he's already awesome, and he's gonna get better. I can already see it with the plans that we have. And so you know, you definitely want to come in, register on the nextstepalgo.com if you're even just curious, and just kind of keep an eye, right, or follow on the TikTok or socials, and we'll keep you guys updated on how he is doing and how he is progressing. So but for those who don't know the beginning history of him, I was cautiously optimistic, but I had told people he is not even going to get buy and sell signals. I just wanted him to give market reads for months. This was back in, I think, April, and I said, I'm not even letting him give buy sell signals until June. And like even before May, we had him up giving buy sell signals because he just advanced so fast. And then I had made another comment that I was not going to let him trade for people till the end of the year. And I mean, shit, we're probably a month out, maybe two for that. It's really not that far. I mean, he's progressing so fast, guys. It's just stupid. It's so ridiculous how fast he's progressing. So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, it's 11. I'm gonna jump off here soon. I'll hang out a little bit longer, so if you guys have questions, I'm curious to see how this bearish structure plays, right? If we invalidate and shoot to that 760, or if we actually break down, right? So, which it's looking like it wants to be the latter, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, how'd you guys do? P&Ls, post them, talk it. Let's see. What's PA? PA is the performance account. It's what they already answered it. Yeah, it's what Apex calls their funded accounts. So good job. You got 1,200 on personal. Sweet. 1,700 on some funded. Duff 1,000. Henry 3. Michael 400.
I got 1422 now.
Damn, that's awesome, man. So you got it. Was that your sim, or are you on an eval yet on that?
No, I'm still on the demo.
Okay, that's still good though, man. It seems like you're getting the reads pretty good with it.
It's a yes and a no. I'm still getting slip ups, right? Because I'm always chasing like those FOMOs,
yeah,
and stuff like that, you know. And one thing that was kind of frustrating me when I was trading, right, was when I took that buy. Let me see if I can go back and look at this. Basically, I took two buys right at the 5 minute Lisma when it was kind of like consolidating in that area where the wheels guessing if it's going to break or not. So
yeah,
price pulled back, and I'm like, okay, if price pulled back too much, then I might just lose everything that I made today. Which it didn't completely break through that. What do you call that? The 50% level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it pulled back. It didn't breach through, so it pulled up, breached above like the Lisma a little bit, and I made more profit, which put me at like 400 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or it added 400 to my P&L.
Yeah, I mean it. I mean, I don't care who you are in trading, right? Nobody's perfect. So I mean, but for the most part, it seems like your P&Ls have been ending pretty green though.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, though. Like, cause what I'm doing on these demos, right? It's like I could do it, but I don't know if it's gonna go for like for eval with like a limited amount of like drawdown, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe I should just like start trading with MNQ instead of just regular NQ.
I would for your actual evals, if you want to play with it on the demo or whatever. But I'll tell you, I've said this a million times on it, but I've had multiple students, including Cody, who shared his story, who fought me for the better part of a year or two on the over leverage. And it's funny, like even Cody, until he finally submitted and was like, yeah, I'm over leveraging. I'm going to lower my volume. The moment he did that is when he went on his 9 payout stretch, right? Because you have to be willing to give the market room to be a little wrong, right? If you, the higher your volume, like it's like I taught this a bit ago in the development class, right? If I want to take a short here, let's say, I could put a stop loss at this high, doing 1 NQ, right, up here, because it's tight, but the likelihood of me getting swept out is pretty high. Or I could do maybe half that volume or a lot less that volume and put a stop out above this high, right? Or maybe even above this resistance, right? So the lower volume I do, the more room I can give it to breathe, and then you can aim those targets down a little farther with it, right? But otherwise, you know, I tell you, damn near everybody that I try to show or teach this, I will talk to them about that, right? And then, you know, they'll be like, I'll be like, what's wrong? And they're like, well, I just keep getting stopped out. I keep getting stopped out. I keep getting stopped out. I'm like, man, what's your stop? You know, it's like, well, I do 1 and 2 NQ trades, so I try not to go more than like, you know, $10, $15 stops. And I'm like, if you're looking for real tight stops like that, guys, you got to go to like ES, something that don't, you know, sneeze and go 100 ticks. Because that little short, tight stop loss at times in NQ is going to wreck you. So, but yeah, over leveraging is a big deal that I see as people go, right? Because we get enticed, right? You hear about $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 days, and you're like, I want a piece of that, and then you don't really have the skill set to do that, and then you get beat up. So I'm trying to watch this, guys. We have a little bit. See this inverse head and shoulder? It's trying to form, but then you have a bearish structure into a possible trying to be bullish structure. This right here should have dropped there, and it didn't. So that shows value strength within it to the north. So I'm trying to watch to see, even though this has strength to the north, right, we could just be elongated. If it can't break this prior side's high up in here, which is why we're getting that resistance there, then it's going to sweep that low finally, which it should have did in the first place. It's cool to see this. Remember I was telling you guys earlier, you use these trap boxes as like premium discount zones, and it's working out pretty good, right? The push, the pull, pushed up, little scalp pull, pushed up, little scalp pull. So far it's working out pretty good. I'm surprised with all the volatility we haven't seen more traps on the 1 or even the 5, because the 5 hasn't thrown anything. Like, we don't have it until like here or here. Our area of support is down in this area, which is a really big one. That 450 to 500 NEO said is a heavy institutional participation area. But it's really still holding kind of odd, right? Because it's definitely holding some strength in there. But let's see if we get this lower low pull from here. We'll hang out a little bit to see what this next play does if we get the pull. If we get the expansion down to target here, right, then we'll end it once we get that. If this invalidates and shoots through here, then I'll probably just be done, because I'm not interested in chasing those longs. But what questions you guys got for me or Neo? If you're on TikTok and you want to ask Neo something, just type it in there and I will be happy to paste that in for you. But it sounds like everybody did good. Did anybody struggle a little bit? Oh yeah, Brix, I don't know if you're on here, so but yeah, we did get that. Is that enough? I mean, we got to kind of keep a little window, so I chose that 5 to 6. Hopefully that's enough for you.
I used that 25 tick take profit only today. It worked out great with 2 200.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been using more like a 21, just kind of quick grab scalping on my intraday ones. This thing can't decide if it wants to break through this or pull back. Let's see. Let's ask Neo. Hey Neo, it looks like it's struggling to break this resistance. Probability wise, do we look more like it's going to go down or up? What are you seeing that I can't?
The market is currently showing a tug of war, with price holding above the institutional pivot at 30,622.98 but struggling to sustain momentum above the 30,660.00 institutional resistance. While institutional flow has flipped to positive, the current balanced volume and the lack of a clean breakout suggest that this is more of a consolidation than a decisive directional move. I would lean toward a neutral stance until price either reclaims the 30,660.00 resistance with conviction or breaks back below the 30,622.98 pivot, as forcing a direction here is a recipe for being chopped up. What you aren't seeing is the compression risk. Until that resolves, the path of least resistance is sideways, not up or down.
So the institutional flow is flipped to positive. The current balanced volume and lack of clean breakout suggests it's more of a consolidation than decisive directional move. Neutral stance. So we want a reclaim of 660 as resistance with conviction to break back down to 622, which is kind of what I was looking at, right? So he's not wrong on his level. I was kind of eyeballing 670, 680 right here. If we get that break, then you're targeting the liquidity back down to the 620. He wants it below 660. He wants to get below here, which is not really bad if you look on the one, right? That gets us a little bit lower from this expansion. I think he mostly was looking, yeah, so 660 is the institutional level he's watching for resistance, right? And so if you look at that and we break that, that's why he was saying the drop there. So, but if we keep holding above 660, let me ask him, if we continue to hold support above that 660 area, do we have a potential target area north of that? Right now the MNQ price is at that 690, so I'm just curious if it breaks this level, where would it go?
If price holds the institutional support near 30,622.98 and sustains above the current VWAP of 30,683.25, the next logical upside target is the institutional resistance zone near 30,780.00. Keep in mind that with current sell side volume and the recent rejection from the bearish 1-minute Lisma, a breakout requires confirmed follow through rather than just a quick spike. Don't chase the move. Look for a clean hold and retest of support before expecting that expansion to the north.
There you have it, folks. Neo's spoken. Yeah, I've been mostly short scalping. I do know that there's some things that I don't like that are lining up that show we could jump, but it's still looking more. It's tough, right? Because this is where we have the drop. This is showing bullish strength into a bearish structure that should have collapsed. That reclaim shows again bullish strength, but it's still a bearish structure. This failing to break these highs here tells me it needs to come back down again, which should, because we have a push, the 50% reclaim would be here, right? And so I would like to see this pull to about 622 and then from there bounce, right? And it can go up to its high target. It's mostly what I've been looking at, guys. But anyways, guys, it looks like everybody did good. It doesn't, I mean, if you guys don't want to mention it or put it, but you're willing to, share the old thumbs down if anybody's read today. I was just curious to see if we got anybody read, but if you don't want to share that, you can always text me directly if you're in the mentor group, or send me an email, right? And we can kind of talk and see. Again, guys, if you're struggling at all, my mentor program that I do is here. I have 3 spots left. Anybody that's looking for any kind of additional mentoring, it's not even just mentoring, right, guys? So those in my mentor group will tell you this program, any of these 50 people, I'm going to take your success extremely personal, meaning not only do you get the mentoring, you get the additional trading, right? Like last night the market was moving, so people were chatting up and trading like crazy, so I opened the room and we traded Asia, right? And we did pretty well with it. So, you know, there's a lot of extra trading things. It's not just what is in here. It's important that your success is everything, right? And so we give all of our training courses for anybody who is in our mentor program, gets all the training courses absolutely free. So you don't have to pay for any of them. And I made a bold statement a little bit ago that said, I will not make you pay for them pretty much ever, you know, because if you're in my mentor program, I want to make sure you have all the resources at your disposal to be profitable. So that just hit my TP when I'm doing my intraday. So I have on my funded, the one I broke is there. So I got this one to 31. It's already guaranteed money there. So this one is the one I'm growing now. I'm gonna try to see if I can get that one up. This one I have up to 54 now. I've just been scalping little 5 MNQ pulls. So pretty good day overall today. But if you're intrigued at all, again, you want some mentoring, I don't charge people to talk about the mentoring. All you gotta do is just go in, click it. I'll reach out. There are quite a bit of people. Let me look. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so you can see kind of in the back office all those news, right? Those are the ones that are showing interest. If you're on here or you're on TikTok, I have reached out to all of you, but sometimes the email goes to spam. So if you haven't heard from me, please reach out, because I probably reached out to you, just probably went to spam. But I have 11 people who reached out showing interest and 3 spots left. So once I get to 50, guys, I will not do any more than 50. I don't care who it is, because I can't overextend myself and dilute the program. So, and then what else? Yeah, I mean that's kind of I already went over most of the stuff that's coming out soon. We're good on that. Oh, kind of an exciting thing, guys. We are so as many of you know, we have not heavily marketed our company or NEO, right? We're coming into that target, guys. Hold on, before I get into that, let me check my TP. I think I got it lower than I wanted. Yeah, let me adjust it. I don't want to. Yeah, there we go. What is this level? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, I'll move it here. Okay. Yeah, so that one, I'm just gonna, it wasn't far off the TP, I'm just gonna let that one smack, and so I might just close it out. I don't have to worry about it. But so I'm up, 54.75. So that one's guaranteed payouts now. So now I'm gonna work on the other one. But like I was saying on that, we have not done a lot of marketing, and it's intentional, right? It's funny, every time I go live, people go like, Neo's crazy, like, how come I haven't heard about this? And one person that may crack me up, they're like, your marketing team sucks. And I'm like, I mean, we're not really marketing, so other than TikTok, right? And socials. And so we're gonna start marketing because we're now comfortable with the stability. We're happy with what Neo's doing. We're happy with the feedback we're getting, that it's actually, people are getting payouts and getting success from using him. And so we're gonna start marketing now. So my stance in this company has always been that I think growing a company can be mutually beneficial, and so I do believe in things like affiliate programs, right? But I wanted to make sure that the program is something that can truly benefit both parties, right? And so the affiliate program that we designed is where if you want to help promote NEO, right, you can come in, try them out if you like them, you think it could be very marketable and help people and you believe in them, you can promote them. And so the way we're going to do the program is we're working on the details of the scalability, as far as what percentage you would get, right? It's kind of like the up to 15% kind of thing, like most do. But we're not doing it based on just one sell, right? It's not like you sell one and you get one payment. We're going to do it as a subscription-based affiliate program. So if you bring people in and they subscribe to him under your code, right, they're locked in as your customer. And so the affiliate program is only going to be for TradeVision, just for tracking. We may expand it later, but it makes it a little easier, and he's easily marketable. And so the way that is going to work once we finalize it is once you get kind of locked in, when we get that percentage each month when people pay, right, you will get your percentage. So forever until they decide to quit, right? And if they cancel, then you don't. And so it's a structure that is important to me because I think it's going to be a way for people who are good at marketing or good at social medias to make some extra money, right? And so in something, a product that's actually good and you believe in. For those who are not very good with social media, I have something for you too. I just need a little more time. So I'm working on a build which will become eventually a desktop software that will help any affiliates manage their social medias. So you can see here, right, it'll give me analytics. I have a calendar, breakup. It's going to tell you what I have set to publish. You can see all my stuff is already scheduled. So when you see random TikToks pop up, it's probably because I did it a little bit ago, not right now. So it's really easy. I can cut videos. So like this recording right now on TikTok, once it's done, click that. It's going to cut at the video, put it there. Apparently my ranking is lower on that day than normal. So NEO gives me a ranking on them. It actually puts a clip in there. And so you can play it.
You can see.
And if I like it, all I gotta do is hit publish, and it goes to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube in one shot. I'm actually getting it to where, for those who don't understand or know how to make content, I have a script creator, right, where you can actually clip it, and it's going to tell you what to talk about, literally give you a script, and literally give you a teleprompter that you can hit play, and it will teleprompt you. And so it's going to make it really easy for people that are not comfortable creating things. Images and posts on like Facebook and Instagram, you can either copy a prompt and put it into your AI and then assign it, or you can click to generate it if you link your AI, right? And so that's really easy to do as well. Once the image is generated, you just schedule and bam, it's done. And so it's going to be really, really easy. All the comments that I answer to you guys most of the time go into here. So you can see I have no comments. I've already answered all of them. And so I can literally see all of them in here. So it's pretty cool. And I have some more ideas that I'm going to do. But that's going to be something I think that's going to be extremely helpful for people that don't really know how to do the social media side. But as far as until I get that built, anybody who is interested, just reach out. So, and I can explain more on the details of how that works. I'm not really pushing like a, public thing through it, right? Because we're just kind of starting that. But if somebody already has the understanding or willingness to want to do that, right, it could be some good extra money for you guys. So I think like I said, I'm a big believer that the community can grow and the company can grow and be beneficial to anybody who wants to participate within. So any questions on that, guys? Thoughts? Otherwise, I'm gonna probably drop off here soon, go get some food, and go work on NEO's logic on the gamma stuff. But thoughts, questions? We ended up hitting our target, 622. Pretty good.
Everyone's quiet.
I know. Everybody's so quiet. It's so funny.
It's just shocked them.
Look, it's fine because you guys are just selling Neo for me. Because, like I'm out here trying to talk to people that trade about trading, and you all still don't want to talk to me. So I'll just close the room and go talk to Neo. He'll be my friend. At least Neo.
I got a quick question, Nick.
Turn off the brakes.
Right. What's up, Steven?
Hey, on your trap and block, you're off. That's off the 15-second one that you're working on, correct?
Yep. Says it at the top of the chart.
So
He's got them all.
No. What I'm saying is that strategy where you're going off the.
I'm gonna stop you just for a second, Steven. Sorry. Again, there's no simple answer for that, and I don't want to simplify it for you because I want to make sure you fully understand. So I'm watching 15-second, 1 minute, and 5 minute. It never changes that my macro is dominant. If I get a bearish trap block on my macro, no chance in hell I'm taking any of these bullish 15 seconds back that way, right? Because macro is always dominant. If I get, let's say, a sell here, or a trap, to say it's going down here, and a trap saying it's going down here, no chance I'm taking along there. I don't care if it plays out or not, right? So it's not just the 15-second. I'm looking at all three. But my execution of trades was on my 1 minute, but because of the way I'm kind of micro scalping, I have converted it to more so the 15-second, right? Anybody who is intrigued by scalping, I'll show you, because I always laugh because people say, doing scalping and like that, like you can't make any money on low volume. And so this is my volume I've been using on this one that I made 4,700, 4,800 today. 5 MNQ, 5 MNQ, 5 MNQ. Like I'm not out here trading crazy on that. There was a period actually where I was trading 3 MNQ. So, during the actual open, right? And so you don't need a lot of volume to make a lot of money, right? You just have to have a good read of the market. If this does this, it's coming back, right? And that's why when we were here, I was talking about where that's rejecting, where that sweep was, the fact that we couldn't break that high. Typically when it breaks that low again, it's going to create a lower low, targeting that lower liquidity. And so that's where we hit. So, and that's the thing is like, for people like, I know, Andre, you like to take longer plays, right? That would be a target liquidity. But for me, like I didn't take this entire run on all my accounts. I took most of it on that other one, which I'm glad. I just looked and seen, this is the one where I was like, I'm just going to close it when we were here. And so I'm kind of glad we did. I think I closed it there. So it might have hit my TP anyways, because it was 22, but it's all right. But yeah, you can see, that area there, right? We have the ORB and then it jumps. But back on your question, Steven, I've flipped my execution of when I'm deciding to enter to here because I'm more micro scalping now. And then like here, right? Trap play, trap play. If I want to take this southern play for this trap play, I just want to make sure, do I have any risks or potential concerns that I should be worried about, right? Like, so if I look
to
here.
your point there, I should have probably said that a little bit better. I
You're
mean, you're kind of looking at the 15-second, but you still have to have the rule where it all has to line up just like before, but you're, with talking about the trap.
And look at it play out. It's crazy. I took this one on this one.
And you won't take that, so I understand 100% correctly. Like what you're looking at right now on the 15-second, you still verify that there's no contradictory traps on the 1 minute and
on these. Yeah, like I won't take a 15-second. Now, if I have a 1 minute trap like down here, then I'm cool with it, because those little kind of boxes, they act as guidance for movement, but they also act as liquidity that it will chase as well, right? And so if I have a 1 minute way down here and it's overextended and I get these here, I'm cool with taking short scalps back to it, right? Because you're chasing the target back. And look how this, look at it. Guys, do you think it was trying to tell you something? 1, 2, 3, short, 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 and then we went back to liquidity. So for those that like to scalp, man, this thing, I mean, not even scalp shit. Look at this, guys. Like, the confirmation would have been the push off the 200, got the box. Here's the wick for the box. The moment you got the close would be entry 70, and we got all the way to 30. That's a 40-point move. You know, I mean, that's not even necessarily a quick scalp. You know, it's a decent move. And so, yeah, it's just absolute fire, man. And I love when we create boxes like this, up or lower. Again, it gives you that liquidity plays where when you see a breakdown, you play to it. When you see a support, you play to it, right? And then if that level collapses, it tells you that they're no longer interested in fighting that level, and it usually is going to give a deep extension, right, within that collapse. So, but yeah. But good job, guys. Again, for where I think we're gonna go the rest of the day, we'll see, right? Because when you look at it, let's look at it this way. Let's expand it out. I'm gonna delete this line because this did not validate a hold. All right. So when you look at the 1 hour. Right, we got the doji, we got the close below. This should have a deeper drop than it did. We swept that trend line that we were watching, and we reclaimed it. We swept it again, and we reclaimed it. It's trying to hold the trend line. Now what matters is these lows within here, right, as it approaches up. So that 670 area is big, right? 670, 680, 692 to be safe. So the 692 is from this high. That's what I'm watching. And so this looks like in 20 minutes it wants to close a doji. If it does, close above it, we'll give expansion. Close below it, we're going to get forceful push down, right? And so, not entirely sure, right, how that's going to play the rest of the day, because as we push into the trend line, right, the angle of this suggests weakness to pull. But every time we start to see some weakness, man, we get crazy strength. So I would expect they're still going to have a lot of shakeouts. For me, my plan, if I take any more trades today while I'm working, will be mostly scalping, right? And it'll probably be mostly short unless I get deep expansion again back to test these lower levels. Then I'm good with taking longs on reclaims. So, but as of right now, when you look at, I have a trend line here. Where did I put that one? Interesting. Oh, it's because the other one I took this to the channel. This one we did. Let me go. Yeah, we just took from that low and did an extension. I forgot I did that on this one. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna extend that out because that's gonna be a viable low at some point. I'm gonna delete this one. It's not really all that viable for me anymore. But be careful of the longs, guys, because we're looking like we definitely could go more north if it keeps holding certain levels. But the sellers are in, man. Look at, they're not shy, right? They're dropping it, push. They're dropping it, push, right? Dropping it. Looks like we got a little bit of a push with a parallel. Could end up a bull flag setup, but the bears are there, so be really careful. What's up, Manny? We're about to drop off, actually. We just got done, man. Other than that, guys, what questions you got for me? That's pretty much all I got. Otherwise, we'll drop off. I'm going to drop off the YouTubes. Again, if you're interested in the affiliate part of it, just